What's up, guys? Welcome to an edition of Market Marauders. Beating the market, one trade at a time. If you're new to Market Marauders, the investment channel helps you find the best deals in the market. If that's something you're interested in, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below, like, comment, and share. Now, today I'll be giving you my weekly penny stock watch list, as I do every week. So let's jump into it. So the first one on my watch list, we have ticker sign AEMD for Athlon Medical. So I will be doing the analysis from the Webull app perspective. So if you have Webull or if you have Robinhood or if you like to get either one, I have a link down below where you can sign up to be a part of either one. Um, all these stocks are also located on Robinhood, but this is just from Webull perspective. So with that being said, let's jump into it. So the three metrics that I like to go through when doing analysis on charts is the moving average 10, the moving average 50, and moving average 100. So that's going to be the perspective on which I'll do this analysis from. So the moving average 10 is going to be 259. Moving average 50 is 257, and the moving average 100 is 262. And it ended the week at 265, so it's above its moving average 100, 50, and 10. So it kind of shot up towards the end of the day, which we can see right here by this chart. And it kind of was up and down, back and forth, but also on the channel I like to give some background information because I think reading charts is not just where you should stop as far as investing and finding the stock that best suits your portfolio. Everybody has different investment types, different reasons why they invest, but ultimately everybody wants to get money. Nobody wants to go and invest just to lose money. So, the more information you have, the better formed in decision you can make. So, that being said, going into some background information on the company. This recently came out on the 18th. So, it says, Athlon announces FDA approval of IDE supplement for basically the Roni situation, Roni patients. Allows enrollment for up to 40 subjects and up to 20 centers. So, read some of it. Therapeutic medical device and technology company focused on unmet needs and raw diseases, oncology, inflammation. Announced today the U.S. Basically the FDA approved supplement company's existing investigational device exemption IDE for the company's um, Hemophilia and viral disease to allow testing for hemophilia in patients with basically the Roni. So basically, they have a device, to help with testing for the Roni. So, you know, yeah. So, the more updates come from this, I think, the more that you could actually see this. Um, this company going up. I'm not going to read this whole article, and I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. But, companies that are in this niche, with the whole pandemic situation going on, I think definitely have the potential to go up and to go down, in different ways. But, definitely FDA approvals or things of that nature from these different companies definitely help boost, the company's stock prices. Also, going into some other information. Um, Next week, so on the 25th, they'll be having a fourth quarter financial results conference call. So if you're new to investing, you're new to doing due diligence this way. If you're switching over from just reading charts to actually diving into the company, every company that's publicly traded has an earnings that they do where investors can actually call in. They have a call-in number right here. This is for the U.S. and I think this is for international. So if you're an international investor, you can call in too. But this is the time in which they're going to be having that conference call, and then if you want to join through the web, you can go on here and click this link. Now, the way I found this was I went to and I Googled Athlon Medical and press releases, and this is what came up. I think this was the second one. This one was actually under the other article that I read, but basically, you can call in or you can go in through here, through this link at this time, and just get information. I think they're very helpful. They give you a lot of information on the actual company itself. Sometimes they'll have investors call in and be able to ask questions, and some of those questions are questions that you may have yourself. So a lot of that stuff's not really put out in the press releases, like the investor questions. So it's good to just sit and listen to that information, and also get a good update on before making an investment into the company, to see if it's a good sound stock. Is the company heading in the right direction, and can you see them delivering on their promises? FDA approvals are always a good thing with the company, but up to you on whether you want to invest in it or not. So it's just another form of doing due diligence, and a good way to get a good insight on how the company operates. So jumping into my next one, I have ticker sign DGLY, which is a repeat one. I had it on a couple weeks ago, but I think they definitely have some movement coming up in the future, especially with everything that's going on. In the U.S., if you're a U.S. Citizen, or you've been following the U.S., it's kind of a worldwide thing, really. There's been a lot of protests and stuff, and different departments are beefing up security, and I think this is definitely going to be a company on the cusp of helping building that new infrastructure as far as security is concerned. So their moving average 10 is 435, moving average 50 is 426. Moving average 100 is 415, and they ended the week at 450. So they're above their moving average 50, and their moving average 100, and their moving average 10. So kind of an outbreak. I mean, not outbreak, a breakout towards the end of the week. They've kind of gone up, steadily gone up on the incline. But also bear in mind, I'm using the 5-minute charts. So these may be a little more dramatic if you were using 30-minute and 1 hour or 2 hour charts. The analysis may be different. It may not be as drastic as the ones that I'm using. So just bear in mind, I'm using the 5-minute chart on here as well. Also, one thing, if you're on Webull, just a tip, make sure that all of your groups are set to the same so that they all change seamlessly, because if not, you may type it in here, and this one won't change if the groups are different, or these won't change if the groups are different. So just bear that in mind. Make sure you set all your groups the same. Also, with doing chart analysis, the moving average on here may not be the same as if you first get the app, you first download it. It may not be the same as mine, but you can go in and edit it, and you can change it to whichever color and different moving averages that you want. So you don't have to be set on the 10, 50, and 100. Those are just ones that I you know preference to use. So it's just trader preference on that one. So just bear that in mind. Now going into some background information on them. I'm just going to read the highlights of these press releases. These are press releases from their website, so public information. It says on the 12th, Digital Ally regains compliance with NASDAQ minimum bid price requirement, which is to exceed $1 in 10 consecutive trading days. People kind of overlook compliances, but compliances are a really big thing, and really good that a company can meet those compliances, because when companies don't, it can go pretty much downhill from there when companies don't, regain that compliance. And it's really hard for companies to, solidify themselves, in the big market as a whole if they don't meet that compliance. One company that I can think that kind of struggled to meet compliance was TRNX, which was Teronis Fuels. Kind of had a struggle trying to meet compliance, not meet compliance. Trying back and forth to meet compliance. I have videos on that, so if you're interested in that whole company and their ups and downs, you can go look through my videos on that. I followed them kind of closely, for almost a year really. But anyway, going to the next one, Digital Ally closes a 5.4 million underwritten public offering of common stock, uh, costing a basis deal and over uh, allotment. So Digital Ally prices 5 million underwritten public offering in common stock. Digital Ally announces subscription program to enable law enforcement departments to purchase body cams. And then it says Digital Ally announces new safety product releases uh, in response to the whole Rody situation. So there's a lot of things going on with this company. I think they have a good path forward, especially they're doing the subscription with the body cams. And on my old video I talked about this different device that they are making called ThermoView. It's right here in the description. So in ThermoView, it's kind of like detects the temperatures of different people and help mitigate the whole spread of the virus. So very interesting things this company is doing. I think they can be very profitable from all things they've done, and definitely it's good that they're meeting their NASDAQ compliance. So it's kind of a relief, in my opinion, for investors that they're actually meeting compliance, and they have all these different things moving forward with the company. So going into our next one, we got ticker sign MVIS, and this is for Microvision. So scrolling on the chart on here, they kind of had a breakout towards the end of the day as well, kind of three breakouts. So they kind of broke out right here, and then they went up a little bit, kind of ran sideways, and then broke out again towards the end of the day. And also bear in mind this is the 5 minute chart, so the breakout may not be as dramatic if you looked at other ones. It may just be one solid straight up line if you're doing the 1 hour or 2 hour chart. So moving average 10 is 140. Moving average 50 is one. Okay, let me be specific. $1.40. Moving average 50 is $1.34. Moving average 100 is $1.32. So they ended the week above their moving average 50, moving average 100, and moving average 10. They ended the week at $1.49. So almost at 150. Really close to that line. So we'll see how they perform next week. So let's go into some background information on them. So if you don't know what the company does, if you're not familiar with them, Microvision Technologies. So this is on their page. Basically explains what they do. Um, they have a lot of different products out there. So they have interactive projection engine. So it's kind of like someone's projecting a screen onto a table. So pretty cool. Says interactive display for IoT and AI platforms. Which IoT, if you're not familiar technology-wise, is Internet of Things, and AI is artificial intelligence platforms. And then it says consumer 3D LiDAR sensor. If you don't know what LiDAR is basically a method of measuring distance based on illuminating the object and calculating the distance from that. So LiDAR is used, a lot in cars. It's kind of how cars stay in the different lanes that they're in. Um, with the whole self-driving technology or things of that nature. But very interesting technology. You all can look it up. Just Google lidar. Very interesting. But this company is basically makes devices that use that technology. Then they have miniature HD display technology to enable future of AR, MR, and VR. Then they have automotive lidar, 3D lidar sensors that they make as well. So this is basically, the car division that I was talking about. So going into press releases, the only thing recent that they've really done is they announced that this Dr. Mark B. Spitzer is the new board of directors, and that may be something that people may overlook, say, hey, it's just a new board member, what does it even mean? But board members definitely, help to shape a company and the direction that they move. So, if you're doing due diligence, make sure you look into the board members, see what they do, their background, because they can definitely make a huge impact on the company and basically help the direction of the company positively or negatively, as far as their opinion on how things are running. So just bear that in mind. Going to my last one, we got ticker sign WKHS, and that is for Workhorse Group. So scrolling into the chart a little bit, they kind of had a downturn towards the end of the day on Friday. They broke through their moving average 50, and they tried to. If they would have gone through here, to me, I think they would have broken out, and they would have seen a positive day. But they kind of went down the opposite direction. They tried to, it tried to. It went up a little bit. It actually did break through, but the moving average 10 line didn't make it through because it was sold off. So it kind of looked like people kind of took profits as it went up to 510, and then kind of went back down a little bit, and then tried to raise back up. If you look at this moving average 100 line, it's kind of linear. So well, it's going up just a little bit slightly. So to me, I think it still has potential to go up. But once it breaks through this, once the moving average 10, in my opinion, breaks through and goes below this line, this red line basically goes through this yellow line. The moving average 10 breaks through the moving average 100, then I think they're going to be on a little bit of a downturn. But with the stuff that they have going on with the company, I think you know they could definitely bounce back from that. So moving average 10 is $4.91. Moving average 50 is $4.94. Moving average 100 is $4.90. And they ended the week at $4.88. So going to some background information from them, we can see this came out on May the 6th, so kind of an old article, but it says Workhorse Group reports first quarter 2020 results. Release updates and highlights. So continued production efforts as an essential, in quotes, essential business with deliveries planned for second quarter 2020. Reaffirm previous production of delivery target from 300 to 400 vehicles in 2020. Receiving increased interest in patented delivery truck mounted horsefly drone capabilities from both government and commercial customers. So that's a pretty big update company wide. So going to some updates from them, they said May 2020, appoint automotive industry veteran Jacqueline Dito, I think that's how you pronounce it, and Pamela Matter, Pamela Matter, to the company's board of directors, expanding its leadership team from 6 to 8, including 7 independent directors. In April 2020, partner with UPS and Virginia Center for Innovative Technology in test evaluating the commercial drone industry ability to provide small-scale unarmed aerial support. Aerial systems to support various use cases and speed to assist U.S. healthcare uh, system during the whole roadie situation. April 2020, which is the same month, expanded the company's horsefly patented portfolio by provisional application, which is intended to protect unmanned aerial systems, so UAS, and several of the UAS's key components and capabilities, including the ground control station, which deliveries and aircraft structure. So basically, they have a lot of stuff going on. And then next one in March, so they showcased their new C650 all-electrical step van at the NTEA Work Truck Show in Indianapolis. Uh, so yeah, they have a lot of stuff going on with the company financially. It says the cost of goods sold increased by 1.7 million from 1.4 million of uh, first quarter of 2019, an increase primarily driven by the increase in tooling cost for the C series production, selling, general administrative expenses increased to 5.6 million from 2.1 million same period last year. Increase in selling, general administrative expensive was due primarily to increase in uh, consulting expenses, higher employee-related costs, and 1.0 million payment related to uh, ST Engineering Hack. Let's say Hackney Incorporated. So R&D expenses increased 1.9 million for 1.4 million. Then other income, net income was 4.8 million compared to a net loss of 6.3 million first quarter 2019. Uh, then it says as of March 31st, 2020, the company had a cash and cash equivalents of 16.8 million compared to 23.9 million as of December 31st, 2019. So financially, there are kind of ups and downs in the company, but I think the products that they make and the things they're doing, as far as drone delivery services and their electric vehicle services, I think are definitely overlooked as far as the whole media portraying what they do. You don't really hear about them too much in the news that I've heard, only recently. But I think they're doing a lot of innovative things in my opinion, and one of those competitors up there that's definitely not to mention with like the likes of like Nikola or of Tesla. So they're kind of in that same space in my opinion, but definitely an underdog, I guess you could say, in that aspect. So going to the company site, this is their C series vehicles. They have the C650 and the C1000. So this is basically their delivery trucks. So kind of like the UPS and FedEx trucks that you see, but they're all electrical. So here's some specs on there: the interior, the weight, the battery, basically how many miles. So both trucks get 100 miles, and their top speed is 75 miles. So truck looks pretty nice in my opinion. It's pretty big, but it's electric, so there's no gas being used with these trucks. Completely electrical. They have a lot of different systems that they're using, and they're just everywhere. So I think it's very cool, and I think if a company like UPS or FedEx decided to adopt this trucks or this company's technology, or even purchase this company, I think it could yield huge for this company. So I think they're posed to be in a good space where they're at, and I could definitely see, if not someone buying the company, like a big corporation buying the company, like even Amazon, uh, at least partnering with them uh, to help spread the electric vehicles around the world, because I think electric vehicles are the future. You can definitely see that with Tesla, but this is the next step, and definitely one market that I think is being overlooked at the moment, because you have vehicles like recreational vehicles, and then you have like the 18 wheelers, which or like the freight trucks, which basically what Nikola is trying to break into market wise, and Tesla. But this is kind of a sub niche space that I don't think many people have looked at. And this to me is the only company that I know of that is doing this. So, you know, they definitely you know, have that space on lock, which to me can yield partnerships between like Amazon, UPS, and FedEx, which are not small companies to be overlooked. So that's my list for the week. Good luck to you all trading out there. Make sure to subscribe button down below. Drop a comment down below. Tell me if these videos are helping you. Tell me, how you guys are doing in the market. If y'all make money, I want to hear about it. If you lost money, I want to hear about it too. I want to try to make these videos better. It's not about ego on here. There are losses and gains, for everybody. I know Genius Brand kind of took everybody for a ride. It was a bad ride, but I hope everybody used risk management out there. I know I got burned on that one too. A lot of people got burned on that one. Reading a lot of different forums and a lot of different things out there. Maybe there might be hope for that, maybe they're not. But drop a comment down below. Tell me how you guys are doing. I'm definitely interested to hear it. And good luck to you all trading. Peace.